Once upon a time, in a beautiful and small village from the old days, there lived a boy named Vicky. Vicky was very eager to learn and couldn't wait to discover something new every day. But since there was no electricity in the village, studying at night was very difficult for Vicky. The only light in the house came from a small candle his father would light. Every evening, Vicky would sit down to study by the flickering candlelight. One evening, Vicky opened his book and sat at the table. While his mother was preparing him some hot soup, his father carefully lit the candle. "Vicky," his father said, "this candle will light up your night. But remember, the real light you need for learning comes from the desire inside you." Vicky heard his father's words but didn't fully grasp their meaning. Nevertheless, he nodded and buried his head in his book. The pages of his book shimmered in the flickering candlelight. Sometimes Vicky struggled to make out the letters, but he never gave up. "The candlelight may be weak, but I must be strong," he whispered to himself. With each page he turned, it felt as if the shadows in the room were accompanying him, telling him new stories. Vicky's mind began to drift into dreams. He imagined talking to the shadows, thinking they were telling him old tales from long ago. After a while, a gentle breeze blew in from outside and entered through the window. The candle in front of Vicky began to flicker. Worried, Vicky thought, "What if it goes out?" He quickly tried to shield the candle with his hands, but also wanted to keep reading. "If the candle goes out, I won't finish studying," he thought. At that moment, his mother entered the room and saw him trying to protect the candle. She smiled and said, "Vicky, light doesn't always come from outside. Your desire to learn can guide you even in the darkest moments." Encouraged by his mother's words, Vicky returned to his book. As the night wore on, Vicky's eyes began to grow heavy. But he told himself, "I must study a little more." He enjoyed spending this time with the shadows. The candlelight was dimming, but Vicky's passion for learning never faded. When Vicky's father saw him studying with sleepy eyes, he came over and said, "It's time to sleep, son. You need to be well rested for tomorrow." But Vicky replied, "Dad, I want to study a little more. My teacher will talk about important things tomorrow, and I need to be prepared." His father looked at him lovingly and said, "If even a candle can't extinguish your determination, it means the light inside you will always shine." Vicky pondered his father's words for a long time. Could his desire to learn truly light up even the darkest nights? That night, Vicky dreamt that he was in a large, brightly lit library. The shelves were filled with books, each offering him different worlds. As he turned the pages of the books, he realized how valuable knowledge was. Every page opened a new door for him. There was no darkness in that library because the light inside Vicky illuminated everything. When Vicky woke up in the morning, he thought about the library he had seen in his dream. To himself he murmured, "It seems that knowledge is always with me, even in the dark." That day at school, Vicky told his teacher everything. "I studied by candlelight last night, teacher. It was hard, but I still managed to study," he said. his teacher smiled at him and said, "Vicky, knowledge is learned not with light, but with desire. Someone as determined as you can learn in any condition." Hearing these words, Vicky realized once again how strong his passion for learning was. From that day forward, Vicky continued to study by candlelight every evening. Even when it was dark, his determination and curiosity always illuminated his path. And so, Vicky earned the admiration of everyone in the village. The dark nights continued to shine with Vicky's wisdom, illuminated by the candlelight. And this is the story of studying by candlelight. Vicky's journey of learning, which began by candlelight, brightened the darkness and led him to great success.